So let's start with our frequently asked question, and let's kick off this session by diving some of the most frequently asked questions that international students have asked us about registration, funding opportunities, transfer credit options over the years, as well as answer some of the questions that some of you submitted when you registered for this
We'll
session.
begin with you, Sylvie. So the topic is attestation letters. First off, what is an attestation letter and do I need one?
Hi there. Yes, an attestation letter is a supporting document from the province or territory where the student plans to study. It's now a required document. Without this document, you cannot apply for your student visa. You'll be denied or delayed in the decision without this document. To request this letter, you do so through the college. We have a link on the website, which we will put in our chat so that everybody has it. For the most part, I think everybody that needs one has requested one for the fall already. But if you go to our frequently asked questions at canadorcollege.ca/Canador-international, and you go to our FAQs, you will find it there.
So next up, how does a student apply for an attestation letter?
Yeah, so in the chat, I believe that we just put the link for it. So that's how you would submit your request. So you submit the request, we receive it, and then we try to do a turnaround time of up to 10 business days. Then the college will then request on your behalf the letter from the province. And once the province returns that letter to us, it gets uploaded right away to your OCAS account.
Awesome. Thanks, Sylvie. We'll come back to you shortly.
Thanks.
Next up, we've got some registration questions for you, Dana. So question one, I've already accepted my offer letter. Do I still need to register for classes? And what is the difference between accepting an offer and registering for classes?
Hi, everyone. So yes, accepting an offer is an agreement to attend a program, and registering for classes only happens after you accept an offer, and it involves choosing your classes. You still need to, once you accept the offer, you still need to register for classes.
Perfect. So when does registration begin, and what if I'm unavailable to register at that time?
Registration will open tomorrow, I believe it is, yeah, August 8th and 9th. Registration is by program, so you need to log on or just go to the website. We can put a chat. Yep, there it is. And you just look in the table for your program, and that is when you register. You should have received an email already telling you how to register with tutorials and links and all that stuff. Once registration opens, you can sign up anytime until registration closes. The last day for registration is the first day of class.
Perfect. So you mentioned that students should have received an email already with instructions of how to register, but what happens if a student has issues while they are registering?
If a student has issues while trying to register, we do have a support Zoom link, both available on the 8th and the 9th. And the links are available on the website at the same spot that you find the registration information.
Perfect. And what is the housing attestation? What happens if a student doesn't have housing secured yet, but they want to register for their classes?
It is the student's responsibility to find housing prior to registering for classes. If you do not have housing secured, this needs to be done before registering for your classes. If you still need housing, you can apply to Canador Residence. There are limited spaces available. You can also search on Places for Students to find off-campus housing or apply to the Canador Home Share program. If you've done all these steps and still have not found housing, please contact our housing.support@canadorcollege.ca for additional assistance.
Fantastic, thank you. Next up, what is my student number and where can I find that?
Your student number is your unique identification number. It will be on your offer letter that you would have received in the mail and in an email.
Perfect. Now, do I need to pay my full tuition before I can register for classes? And how can I find out if I still owe tuition fees?
You will need to pay for your current semester to register for your courses. Students can refer to their invoice or the website to find out how much they owe.
Perfect. And on that topic, how do I submit a payment?
You can pay online at the Student Payment Center on our website. Instructions are on the back of your invoice. I think someone will put a link in the chat to that. Full payment was due August 6th.
Okay, fantastic. I'll turn it over now to Talha, and he's got a few more questions for you, Dana.
Thank you.
We'll talk more about class schedule and program delivery. And the first question is, how and when will I get a class schedule? And do I get to choose my own schedule?
Once you successfully register for classes, your schedule will be available in self-service. Schedules are mostly chosen for you, but typically you can choose your electives.
So another question in this vicinity is, how can I tell if my class is going to be online or in person?
So looking at your schedule, if it is an in-person class, the classroom number will be listed.
Sure. What does it mean if my program is hybrid? Do I need to be on campus?
Hybrid programs mean that at least 60 to 70% of your class will be delivered on site. You must be in North Bay or Parry Sound to attend a hybrid program.
And the last question from this topic is, can I change my program before the start of classes?
In order to change your program, you must withdraw your acceptance and reapply to change your program. This is not recommended as it is based on seat availability and you are not guaranteed a spot. Thank you.
Thanks, Dana. Our next topic is visa and study permit questions, and we will be throwing these toward you again, Sylvie. So question 1, what should I do after I get my visa?
Once you receive your visa, you should upload it to your supporting documents on your OCAS account. But the most important document really is your study permit. So what we truly need is your study permit. Uploading your visa is great. However, it's not going to permit you to register just by uploading a PPR or your visa. We require you to land in Canada, receive your study permit, and then upload your study permit to your application on OCAS. Only then will you be able to permit to register.
Okay. And just one more time for the people in the back, where do we upload our documents like PPR, visa, study permit, fee receipts, things like that?
For sure. So your fee receipts are not necessary because we're the ones that put your fee receipt on OCAS. That was more of a Stanford process. So for North Bay, no needs to worry about your fee receipt. Again, your PPR letter is not a necessary mandatory document. However, if you want to upload it, please go ahead. It's good information to have. For any of your documents, you upload it under supporting documents, or you can also go to directly to your offer, click on visa received, and then it'll give you the different options of the documents that you can upload, like your visa and your study permit. You upload that, and then you put in your UCI number, the expiry date, and hit save.
Excellent. So what happens if there are visa delays, and who should students reach out to in that case?
If your visa is delayed, you should consider deferring. The deadline for deferral is August 20th. So if you don't have your visa approved by that date, you should really consider deferring. If you don't defer by August 20th, after that, it's too late. And if your visa is not approved, then you're going to have to pay to reapply to the next available intake.
Okay. And do students need to have their study permit before they can register for classes?
Yes, absolutely. No exceptions.
Okay. So kind of in that same stream, can I start my classes without having a study permit?
You cannot, no. And then you must land in Canada, receive your study permit at the airport, and then from the Canadian Border Security, and then you upload your study permit to OCAS, and then we will see your study permit. We will remove what we call a hold on your account, and then you can register.
Okay. And next up, if an international student gets permanent residency either before commencement or during the study period, Can they then be converted to a domestic student?
I- Only if it's, I believe, and Dana, if you know differently, I believe it's only if it's within the first 10 days of class. It might even be the first day. Dana, do you happen to know?
I believe it's the first 10 days.
I would agree.
Thanks,
And of
Sylvie.
course, sorry, it can't just be like their provisional approval letter. It needs to be the actual, I think it's the COPR letter, and then their card.
Okay. A couple more questions for you, but I'll hand it over to Talha.
Okay.
We'll talk more about deferrals and campus changes. So the first question is, what is the last date for deferrals?
Deferrals must be done by August 20th. That is the last date to defer.
And can I cancel a deferral request?
Unfortunately, usually the answer is no, especially because we are so very full for the fall. You can always reach out to the international admissions email and see if there's space available. However, be prepared to know that if you defer, you are losing your seat until the next available intake.
Sure. And the last question is, can I change campuses?
No, you cannot. Seats are full at all campuses, so you can't just jump from one campus to another or change your program.
Our next topic is travel and arrival questions, and we'll be asking these to Amil. So number one, what is iSent and when are we supposed to use it?
Hi, the iSent app is a mobile application. It is an app that is available both on Android and iOS platforms. You can set it up with your email, the student number. The student number can be found on your LOA, the letter of acceptance, and you can also enter the campus that you're going to, depending on if it's a North Bay campus, Commerce Court, Aviation, College Drive, or if it's a Parry Sound campus. This iSent app is used by Canberra College to send important communications and information. For example, any events that's happening on campus, student advising workshops, or any urgent information relating to international student population, it will be shared via the iSent app. And it is mandatory for the students to have this app.
Fantastic. Thank you, Amil.
You're
Next up, what if there is a problem at immigration or while boarding a flight?
Okay, this is a situation which no student wants to go through, but unfortunately things do happen. If for some unfortunate reason you do find yourself in that position, please reach out to us. You can email us at international@canberracollege.ca. Make sure that you CC international.admissions@canberracollege.ca so that we are aware of your situation and can offer the best support as possible.
Fantastic. What is the last date for international students to land in Canada?
So because you cannot register for classes, as Sylvie rightly said, without your study permit, and you can receive your study permit only on entering Canada. So you have to be and you must be here before the first day of classes. That being said, we strongly advise you to be here 2 weeks prior to the start of the classes so that you come here, get settled, and get to attend the orientation, which is on the 30th of August.
Excellent. Very important. A couple more questions for you. Will international students be picked up at the airport?
No, we do not pick up students at the airport. However, there are other services available to you for you to get yourself to North Bay from Toronto Pearson Airport. You can use the Ontario Northland bus service, the Northern Airport passenger service, which is again a shuttle service, or you can take the flight to the North Bay Airport.
Okay. And last up, how do you get a social insurance number as an international student?
So the social insurance number or SIN number is a very important and a confidential document. You will need this document and this number to work here in Canada and to file your taxes. You do not have to worry about the SIN as soon as you land. But that being said, we do have Service Canada office at the airport at Toronto Pearson, which is available during the weekdays during work hours. Or you can apply for a SIN number online or at a Service Canada center here in North Bay or at Parry Sound, depending on the campus you're going to. In addition to all these three services, we do try and provide SIN Clinic on campus, where a person from Service Canada comes here and process those applications for you. So you do not have to right away get into it, but it's a very important confidential document which you can acquire once you are here at our campus.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Amil.
You're welcome.
Over to you, Tala.
Next up, we have some questions related to CAN 100. We'll ask Ms. Marianne Iles to help us with them. So the first question is, what is CAN 100 course and do I need to complete it?
So yes, a CAN 100 is a course that is available to all semester 1 students, and it's a support and resource course designed to help you better understand the resources and supports that Canadore has, as well as your role as a student. It is a mandatory course, and it is expected to be completed before your first semester is done.
How do I access CAN 100 course?
CAN 100 is available in the iLearn learning management system, and that's where you'll find your online course information. Any courses that you have, your grades, your Dropboxes, your discussion forums, online quizzes are all available in iLearn, and that's where this course is as well. So when you enroll in your block through web registration, your first semester block should include that CAN 100 course. I may be jumping to a next question here, but it is available very, very shortly after you web register. The course is available before your other courses become available to you, because we want you to have the time before the semester begins to be able to start learning those resources and supports, to complete it before the rest of your semester courses begin. So it is available beginning on August 12th, but it's only available once your iLearn account is created. So once you can get into iLearn starting on August 12th, CAN 100 will be available.
Right.
Fantastic.
I mean, yeah, we did have the same question asking the next one. So when can I access any of my other courses?
So all of those other courses, your program courses are available beginning either at the beginning of the semester or on the course start date. There are sometimes courses that don't begin right on September 5th or 6th, whatever it is. Maybe they start later. They may not appear for you yet until the course start date.
Our next
you.
topic is financial aid, and we will direct these questions over to Lisa. So first question, is there financial aid available for international students?
Good morning. There only is if there's extenuating circumstances. So for instance, you find that you don't have enough money for food or you need a textbook. That's what we have financial aid for international students for.
Okay. How can I apply for entrance awards, scholarships, or bursaries?
So when you go to our Canadore College website, you can do the drop-down menu and go to paying for college, and it will come up with scholarships and bursaries. And we also have a Canadore work study program when you're actually here and registered as a full-time student that you can apply to, which can give you work up to 10 hours a week while you're going to school to assist you in any kind of financial need that you have, you know, food, entertainment, maybe you just need that extra income.
Fantastic. How can I budget my money for the school year so I don't run out? Do you have any budgeting tips?
Yes, so we have budgeting sheets available, and we ask students to email FinAid, so FINAID at canadorecollege.ca with their name, student number, and program, asking for a budget sheet, and then we give them a budget sheet. If they actually need help with a budget sheet, they can book an appointment with one of the financial aid officers, and we can go through it with them because, you know, they need to make sure they have enough money from September to December and January to April.
Excellent. And last question for you, Lisa. What is the best way to contact the financial aid office?
So I would say it's a very busy time of year. So probably our email. So it's FinAid at canadorecollege.ca. And again, please provide your full name, your student number, and your program, it's easier to, start getting information prepared for the student.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next up, we have some pathway questions, and we request Mr. Jonathan Cranston to answer these. So the first question is, what is a credit transfer?
Good morning, all. So a credit transfer is a process wherein you have a potential to have your prior post-secondary learning, if you've already attended a college or university before you've joined us at Canadore College. If you're studying something similar or have some learning that can be applied to some of the courses that you're doing here, it's a potential opportunity to seek exemption from a course to reduce your course load. It's not a method to reduce all of your courses and make it so you don't have to take anything and get all your tuition back. It is instead a vehicle by which you can, again, potentially get some exemptions and reduce your course load based on what you've done previously.
Right. Will my credits earned at a previous post-secondary institution transfer to Canadore?
Sorry?
Will my credits earned at a previous post-secondary institution transfer to Canadore?
Okay, so that's subject to review. So we have a credit transfer process. So if the student feels that they are in a course, or if they've looked at their courses, and if you haven't done this yet, please take, and I know this isn't something that's on the script or in the topics we're covering, but just as a smart thing to do as an incoming student, if you haven't visited your program page yet, do that. If you haven't looked at the courses you're going to be taking this semester, next semester, and the semester after that, do that, right? Take some initiative and do some investigating. And by doing that, you may identify that, hey, I'm doing a course in my second semester on anatomy and physiology. And before I came to Canada, I took a course on anatomy and physiology. I wonder if those courses are the same. And though that type of investigation may prompt you to look at the course outlines and do a comparison. And when you look at the things that were taught in those courses, if you feel that there is an extreme amount of crossover or connection between the things that were taught in the course that you did and the course that you're going to do at Canadore, then it might be viable and a good thing to go after for credit transfer. And then you would go through a process where a subject matter expert, not me, because I'm not an expert, I just make stuff up as I go, but someone who actually does know what they're talking about would review those courses and through that process determine if you would be approved for credit transfer or denied and then have to take the course. If you're approved, then you may be eligible to then drop the course that you're taking at Canadore to reduce your course load. There would not be a tuition refund. There would not be that would only happen if your overall enrollment status changed from full-time to part-time, which I understand is not a good thing for any international students. So again, it's not a vehicle to seek tuition refunds. But certainly it does reduce your course load if you're able to get out of a course because you've basically already learned the material previously at the post-secondary level.
Wonderful. How and when can I apply for credit transfers?
Okay, so there's a couple of different windows here, and I apologize if it seems confusing. And kudos to all of you tuning in this morning, getting all this information thrown at you. It is a lot, okay? So I don't mean to pile on with a bunch more dates and times and processes, but the question was asked, so I will do my best to answer it. So the first big date is coming up is August 12th, and that is a deadline for a guaranteed result before the 10-day count, which seems like a bunch of nonsense, what I'm saying. But basically, it just means before you start your classes, you will have found out if you can get out of a course or not. But you can apply for credit transfer at any time through the semester leading up to basically the second last week. So we're talking December. So a lot of students, because you're doing 1,000 other things between now and September 5th, don't look at the course outlines. Don't look at the curriculums. Don't decide, oh crap, I'm already taking a course I've done before. They figure it out in late September, early October when they've been doing the course for about 5 weeks and go, oh, this seems like a course I've already done. You can still at that time apply. You do have to continue to attend the course though, okay? So if you figure out a couple weeks into the semester, I need to get out of this course, I've already done it, you have to continue to take the course and attend it until you get your results. And if you do get an approval at that point, then you can drop the course later in the semester. The only difference is on your transcript, the course will show with a designation called WD, which is for withdrawn. It has absolutely no negative impact on your GPA, okay? It is merely a designation on your transcript saying that you withdrew from that course. And the reason you withdrew from that course is you were approved for a credit transfer. So there's no negative impact on you. So it's one of those things that if you early on identify that you can get out of a course, do it, jump on it. If you realize it a couple weeks into the semester, there is still time throughout the semester to pursue credit transfer. But you do not want to wait until sort of December to do it, because at that point, you've pretty much already done the course. You might as well finish it out, and there isn't enough time to turn it around. Yes, so that's so really the deadline is kind of now, but kind of whenever, and that's why I apologize. It's kind of an ambiguous answer.
So the last question here is, what do I need to apply for a credit transfer?
Excellent. So you need to have an official transcript sent to our institution by your prior institution. We will not, N-O-T, capital, underline, flashing lights, absolutely will not accept a transcript from a student. If you send it to me by email, I blow up my computer and I delete it. I will not take a transcript from a student. I don't care if it's in an email. I don't care if the institution sent it to you. We will not take it from a student. So you will have to have, if we don't already have it through an official channel, you will have to make an arrangement with your prior institution to have an official transcript sent either directly to me electronically or a hard copy sent to our admissions office. But however it gets here, it cannot come through the student. So number one, we need a transcript because that validates the grades that you received in those prior courses. The next most important thing is the course outline for the course that you did. This is a document that shows the course learning outcomes, the things that were taught. It shows the course hours, the course code, the textbooks, the grading scheme. I'm not talking about a one paragraph little blurb. In this course, you're going to learn blah, blah, blah. That's a course description, and it's completely useless. I'm talking about a multi-page, fully fleshed out document that exactly shows what you were taught, because that is the resource that our review person is going to look at to compare to the Canadore course to see if indeed they are the same course. So the transcript, the course outline, and then finally the application form, which you can find on our website in our student mobility page, along with all the credit transfer resources, because there are many things to do, but I've already taken up way too much of your time and everyone else's, so there is more stuff to learn about credit transfer. So I would encourage you to go to our webpage or reach out to me via email, please, if you have further questions. Email is the #1 best way to get a response.